How much muscle can you really build naturally? Not what influencers promise, not what thumbnails sell. What's actually possible for a real human body? Is there a true natural limit, or is it all just genetics and excuses? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most lifters don't quit because they're lazy. They quit because they chase a body that was never achievable naturally. No hype, no fake transformations, no influencer lies. Today we recutting through the noise and breaking down the real biological limits of natural muscle growth so you stop comparing, stop guessing, and start training with clarity and confidence. This video is for natural, drug-free lifters, especially beginners and intermediates who want real answers, not fantasy timelines. If you train hard, eat right, and still wonder am I progressing fast enough, you're in the right place. Let's be clear about what this video is not. No fake naturals, no steroid comparisons, no impossible transformations. What you'll get instead is honesty. What's realistically achievable? How long natural muscle growth actually takes, and why hitting limits doesn't mean you've failed. Because limits don't stop progress, they define what's realistic. When people hear natural muscle limit, they imagine a hard wall, like one day you wake up and muscle growth just stops. That's not how it works. Every natural lifter has a ceiling, but that ceiling is individual. It's shaped by your genetics, your natural hormone levels like testosterone, and your bone structure, things like shoulder width, limb length, and muscle insertions. These factors decide how much muscle you can carry and how it looks on your frame. Here's the key point. Limits don't mean no progress. They mean progress becomes slower, harder, and more technical over time. Early on, beginners can add muscle quickly. As you get closer to your natural potential, gains don't disappear, they just arrive in smaller, slower increments. This is why advanced natural lifters can train consistently for years and still improve, even if the scale barely moves. Strength goes up. Muscle density improves. Weak areas fill out. Physique quality increases, just not at beginner speed. Chasing endless size without understanding limits leads to frustration. Understanding limits leads to smarter training, better expectations, and long-term consistency. I remember this. Natural limits are slow walls, not hard stops. Let's talk numbers. Realistic best-case estimates for natural lifters who train and eat properly. For most people, year 1 is the fastest phase. Beginners can gain roughly 6 to 10 kilograms of lean muscle because the body is highly responsive to new training. This is often called newbie gains, and it's why early progress feels exciting. In year 2, growth slows. You're no longer shocking your system, and gains typically drop to around 3 to 5 kilograms of lean mass. Progress is still visible, but it requires more structure, better recovery, and smarter programming. After that, reality sets in. For experienced natural lifters, muscle gain often averages 1 to 2 kilograms per year, sometimes even less. This is where many people get discouraged, because social media makes it look like constant rapid growth is normal. It's not. Here's the truth. These are averages, not guarantees. Some people gain a bit more, some less. Genetics play a role, but they don't decide everything. What matters more over the long term is consistency, showing up year after year, training hard, recovering well, and staying patient. Slow progress isn't failure. It's exactly what natural muscle growth is supposed to look like. Natural muscle growth changes dramatically depending on your training age. Beginners grow fast. In the first year, most strength increases come from neural adaptations. Your nervous system learns to recruit muscle more efficiently. Alongside that, you still build noticeable muscle, even with imperfect training. Almost anything works at this stage, which is why progress feels explosive. Intermediate lifters enter a different phase. The easy gains are gone, but real muscle growth still happens. Progress now depends on proper programming, enough volume, progressive overload, and recovery. You'll still see changes in size and strength, just not month-to-month miracles. Advanced natural lifters operate in inches, not leaps. Muscle gains are tiny and slow, sometimes taking an entire year to notice. This is where precision matters. Exercise selection, volume control, recovery, sleep, and stress management all become critical. Small mistakes stall progress. This stage is where many people quit, not because growth stops, but because expectations are wrong. Advanced physiques aren't built by shortcuts, but by patience and discipline. Remember this truth. The closer you get to your limit, the slower progress becomes. One of the biggest reasons lifters doubt natural limits is social media distortion. First, there are countless fake natural claims. Many physiques presented as drug-free are not, but there's no disclaimer, no context, and no honesty. When enhanced bodies are labeled as natural, they reset expectations to an impossible level. Second, visuals lie. Perfect lighting, extreme pump, dehydration, angles, filters, and photo timing can make someone look dramatically bigger and leaner than they are in real life. What you're seeing is often a peak moment, not a normal, sustainable physique. Third, steroid users quietly set the standard. Their rate of growth, recovery, and muscle fullness simply isn't biologically possible for natural lifters. When naturals compare their year-by-year progress to enhanced timelines, frustration is guaranteed. The real damage isn't physical, it's mental. People assume they're doing something wrong when in reality they're progressing exactly as they should. The mindset shift is critical. Stop comparing yourself to influencers. Compare yourself to long-term, verified natural lifters who've trained consistently for 5, 10, or even 15 years. Once you change the comparison, natural limits stop looking fake and start looking realistic, respectable, and achievable. Focusing only on your natural muscle limit misses the bigger picture of why training matters in the first place. Strength progress is one of the most reliable signs you're doing things right. Getting stronger over time means your muscles, joints, and nervous system are adapting even when visual changes slow down. Strength builds capability, not just appearance. Health should never be sacrificed for size. Training naturally supports better hormones, joint health, heart health, and overall energy. A body that performs well and recovers well is far more valuable than one push to extremes. Longevity matters. Natural lifting allows you to train for decades, not just a few intense years. Consistency over time creates a physique that lasts, instead of one that breaks down early. Then there's confidence, the kind that comes from earning your progress honestly. Knowing your physique was built without shortcuts builds self-respect that no filter can fake. Finally, discipline. Showing up when progress is slow builds character beyond the gym. That mindset carries into work, relationships, and life. Here's the truth most people miss. A strong, healthy, natural body beats an unsustainable one every single time. Here's the mindset shift that changes everything. Yes, everyone has limits. But the truth is, very few people ever reach them. Not because the limits are low, but because consistency is rare. Most people stop long before their body shows what it's truly capable of. Progress doesn't disappear, it compounds. Training year after year, eating well, recovering properly, and staying patient will take you closer to your potential than any shortcut ever could. Shortcuts promise speed, but they cost longevity, health, and honesty. Consistency builds something stronger, a body you can actually keep. Natural muscle growth rewards those who play the long game, the ones who train when motivation fades, the ones who stop chasing comparisons and start chasing improvement. That's where real confidence comes from. Remember this: when progress feels slow or invisible, you don't fail because of limits, you fail because you quit. Natural muscle isn't built fast, it's built forever. Build the best body you can keep. If you stay consistent, realistic, and disciplined, your future physique will always outperform your excuses, and it will last.